Hey guys, the video you're about to watch was made possible by Walt Disney Pictures. They would like me to remind you that their film Lightyear is now available on digital, Blu-ray, and DVD. You can add it to your Pixar collection by clicking on a link in the description below. And now on to the video where I get to hang out with my friend Angus MacLane, the director of Lightyear, and do two of our favorite activities, talking about movies and building with Lego. Angus.
Hello.
You don't have to look at these things.
Hello, where am I looking? I'm looking here.
Just
all right.
at me. Dude, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
It has been like 4 or 5 years since you've been in the cave.
It's been a while, yeah.
You went and made a whole movie.
Made a whole movie, yeah.
Okay, so I just want to jump right into this. It's really true that you used your preferred medium of Lego to ideate the ships and vehicles?
That is true. It was the quickest way to communicate to my team what I wanted out of the ships and the characters. So for example, one of the first things I built was this right here, which was the armadillo. Now this is not an amazing Lego model. It's very crude.
Yeah.
But what I was looking for was just a clean shape. And what I imagined for the armadillo was that it was going to be like an armadillo and a handbag, that I wanted this kind of sag to it. And so this was the original, just the model I brought into work, and then the art team worked on it. And then here's what it's an actual toy that Mattel made.
What I love about it is, I mean, Lego is always a bit of a toy of approximation. It gets you close, but the gesture is what matters.
The gesture is what matters, but for me, the thickness is what's really important. One thing that we wanted to, so I can already see there's a loose brick. I'm gonna fix that. All right. Well, one of the things that I wanted for the film was the design language to be really manufactured and feel solid in a way that's challenging in CG. You have to spend the time to make things feel really solid. And just the design language that I enjoy is very much of the model making variety. It's easy to make things that are paper thin in CG and have no dimensionality to them.
Right.
Oh, they have a limited dimensionality, but don't have a sense of manufacturing thickness.
I see.
And that manufacturing thickness is what I think makes it feel real. All of the things you would do in building everything here, you get for free by making it in reality.
Right.
But in CG, things want to look bad. I noticed this. I'm a huge fan of Macross, and I saw this Macross book, and they're wonderful designs, these Macross ships, and then some of the CG versions, they lost a little bit of warmth. Now, as much as I love those designs, that warmth requires additional minding. And that additional minding is something you get for free when you're manufacturing it, or you're working on it, or you're stylizing it. So what I wanted to do for the film was find that sense of caricature that you get from doing a wash over something, but dimensionally.
Interesting. Oh, that's fascinating. Let me pull some over.
Yeah, sorry. Okay,
there must have been a moment.
I'm a little bit more proud of this.
This is amazing.
This is a little bit more like what I would build to show off. And I spent a little more time on this. This is the plasma drill from the Tellurium mines. And it has a little bit of functionality. This does rotate.
Nice.
And it should be a little larger for minifigs. But this was pretty much, looks pretty much like this in the movie. What I thought is, if stuff works in Lego, then it will work on screen. Again, these are sub minifigure scale, and so, but you get this really sense of gesture. This particular vehicle as such is not in the movie. Mm-hmm. This one is Buzz Lightyear's car. My interests since I was like 5 have not changed. My interests are basically Lego, robots, and movies. And so this character,
it's all there.
This character is, I do the voice for it in the film, and it's very much like the kind of the very simple robot voice. And so this one, I wanted to have limited functionality. And then they've thus far only made this is the exposition robot version. Yeah. They have different shape heads, but this is what the toy looks like. I
love how close it is.
Yeah, and one to one. Yeah, and then you know.
Oh.
And this was a surprise. Like one day they just showed up in my office. I'm like, they made this guy. That's great. That's one of the wonderful things about making it. And so then from that, I made this version, which was the small version. That was the minifig scale version of the Eric. And then in the official set, they took that design and then they ported it to the set. And this is what the final version. So this is available in the official set, is this Eric. Now this, of course, is Lego Wall-E. Now Lego Wall-E is an official set made a couple years ago, but it was started as a model that I was making when we were making Wall-E, which I was the directing animator. And what happened is These treads didn't exist at the time. They had a slightly smaller one. So I just kept building and building and building. And then when new pieces came out, I would add to it. Like these pieces didn't exist. So this build took me 12 years.
That's
like literally from start, it's the longest Lego design was 12 years. And so when I was building it, he wasn't even yellow. So it was all gray.
Oh man.
And so, and this became an official set through the Lego Ideas program. And so, so for me, I like building in Lego. It's antithetical to working on the computer because you're forced to think physically.
And it's a lot of limitations.
Yeah, and I think limitations are key. For Lightyear, they did 4 official sets, 3 system sets, and this was the largest one, which is the XL-15 spacecraft. Now, I designed, or I knew that I wanted to have all of the spaceships to have yellow canopies, and in the movie they have yellow canopies for solar shielding reasons. And so the significance here, of course, is that the yellow canopy is the classic space Lego thing now.
They came out when we were kids.
Yeah.
And that space set, this is Lego's sort of slightly upgraded reissue.
The Galaxy Explorer,
and
exactly.
I had the set. I saved up and bought it.
It's my favorite Lego set of all time. So certainly the Lego spaceship design was influential here. So it was neat to have the snake eating its own tail by making this ship for Lightyear. Now, I knew going into it that they first of all do not make yellow canopies very often. And so this was going to be my very long game way of getting more yellow canopies. In fact, that's why I wanted all of the spaceships to have yellow canopies. So when they do them, they would have to make some more. Now, this canopy itself is a brand new canopy.
Oh, right. It's a different part than the originals.
Yeah, and the Lego space fans are small in number, but they're very spirited. And because there's Star Wars and other things, and there's city space where they do like realistic NASA-like space, and then there's Star Wars, and they do a lot of spaceships there. So as a result, there's not a lot of room in the Lego product catalog for classic space. So this is wonderful that we have this now.
So good.
Let's see. I will say these blasters here, that are shown in the movie, they're called the Rascal Blasters. I wanted to make sure that if you use this in a Lego set, that this would be accurate. So from the movie, even though it's not totally, it's like, I knew going into it, you only get so many new molds.
Right,
and I knew they were gonna make a new blaster, so let's just at least save them the trouble there. So there's that. The math on this particular set is really wild because of the offset of the wings and the way that the engines form. And so what I try to do with each Lego set is, can I learn something from what the designers are doing and apply it to my own building? That's really something.
Interesting. So from how Lego's approaching the construction.
There's usually one new thing to learn in each set, and so I find that really, that's the way I look at it, because I'll build a set and then I'm like, well, I got to break this down to sort it, and then I think I'm more of a Lego sorter than a builder. Since at a certain point, that's what your life is devoted to. Is like, well, I have a big mess here.
This is also, I didn't grow up with that.
This is a new piece, and they only have it, they have it in 2x2, and they have it in 1x3, and the 1x3 has a hole in it. It was for the base of a Unikitty head, but they're really useful. All right, all right. So that's Mo. God, I love those are really cool.
Dude, this printing on this is amazing.
Yeah, those are really neat.
Look at all these colors all of a sudden.
They're colors because if you can't see the piece, they want to give you a variety of colors, and it's a really smart way to design.
Oh, so the colors, these will get totally buried.
They'll get buried, but then when you take it apart,
they help you.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. There's something here. This goes. Oh.
Some of the commerce of it drives interesting choices for the movie. For example, it always bothered me in like Batman toys when they make like a Batman figure and then they make like 15 more Batman figures in different colors.
Yes.
It was never part of the story.
Right.
So you get like Volcano Attack Batman or like
Yes.
Undersea Batman, he's green and he's like full commitment to the cowl, but he's wearing this like bizarre camouflage for hiding in moss or something like that. So I thought, is there a way to have multiple spacesuits for Buzz that is story-based? And that you could have different outfits that were part of the story but still be the character and wouldn't feel like Volcano Attack Batman. Basically.
Right.
So that's where like the XL-15 suit, like it has a purpose. That's why it's different.
The way in which, and that must be another interesting part of your job, because you also participate in the fandoms, but then you have been lucky enough to generate.
Yeah, I think there's a challenge. You have to have your North Star be something true to yourself.
Right.
And make stuff that you think is cool, because it's so easy to get distracted by what you think people want. Like where it's like, I can't follow that. I got to do stuff I think
you got to
cool.
just figure out what you want to see.
Yeah. And so that's what we do at Pixar, is we make stuff we think is neat.
Well, that's that Emerson quote, to know that what is true in your secret heart is true for all.
Yeah, it's the specificity of the story in Lightyear is based around working on projects that take years and years and years and years. And then finishing those projects and then realizing like, hey, what happened? Where's that restaurant? Oh, they closed down years ago. Like there's this sense of like, you're the same age and everyone's getting older.
Yeah.
And that's not really true, is you're also getting older, but that sense that time moves faster as you get older is something that I wanted to explore. And I think is fundamentally devastatingly unpleasant, but it's perfect for a kid's movie. When I started the movie, because Pixar, they had never made like a sci-fi action thriller before, I really wanted to educate myself about how were they constructed. One thing I discovered, and actually it was interesting how movies of different genres became more alike than I ever thought before. And you always, generally, you seem to start the movie with the character doing the thing that they do, their day at work.
Right.
And you see them being successful, and then something changes, and then they're forced to make a big choice. And going into Act 2, I found they're always jumping off of something. It's always a vertiginous escape.
Huh.
And so you think about in, say, the Fugitive.
Yeah.
Jump in Act 2 is literally a jump off the dam into Act 2.
Right.
One of the other fascinating things I found is that on a prop level, because we both love props, is that oftentimes a thing called a bag of help.
Oh.
And I first noticed this in Born Identity. In Born Identity, of course, he gets that red bag from the safety deposit box, which you probably have around here, of course.
No, this is literally the actual bag from the actual film, from the actual bank, and this is the wastebasket from that scene.
Well, there you go. I came to the right place. I would expect nothing less. So the red bag of help is something that the character uses to get into this. It gives you a little bit of help right around the act break of Act 1.
Right.
So in our movie, the bag of help is actually the cat.
Oh, wow, of course it is.
Yeah, it's a little, and often it's red, or oftentimes it's like a medical kit that a character will use to patch themselves up. So there's this funny, like you start to see these rhythms in filmmaking. A useful piece that
I have
has not
never
been
seen
used
that.
very much. You can imagine the capabilities of that piece using the clip building. You can do a lot of
Oh my gosh.
what is called illegal building, probably. But
And there we go. It comes up there.
and then you can put the this.
Oh, I can put that in there.
Now technically in the movie it goes in the side, but that's fine. I'll take it.
All right. So, all right. We've got
Now
the-
these are brand new. Those were used for the latest iteration of the X-Wing, which is simplified and probably it's a lower price point, and it's probably the most elegant one they've made. It really feels like Lego and Star Wars. After I don't know, some like 10 of them, they finally really got them. They've each been exciting in their own way, but Yeah, and these little gears are just to have something to stick it in.
Oh,
Otherwise
wow.
it wouldn't.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that's hilarious. Just a keeper.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I love that it is not static, that it is on an upward
Yeah,
trajectory.
or it can go sideways too. You can also have it banking, like so.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Or you can flop it, either way. But
This
it's a wonderful set. They did a really wonderful job.
is it possible that this is one of the more fun parts about having made this movie?
It certainly is.
Angus, this has been so much fun, and
Yeah.
I'm all here for the deep esoterica of your knowledge that is not useful in any other space but this.
There's this is part of one of the fun parts of the process, and Lego did a wonderful job designing this, and we got this neat new element out of it. And this is any spaceship that has a space for the cat.
The
for
cat Socks actually
He's got
has
his
a
own-
seat in the cockpit.
Yeah, it's details like that you really live for.
Makes me so happy, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks
there you
for
go.
making this movie.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
making
Oh,
Lego
of course,
sets.
Of course, thank you.
Incredible, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
We will see you guys next time. Cheers.
A big thanks to Walt Disney Pictures for sponsoring this video, and to my friend Angus MacLane for coming and spending so much lovely time building with Lego and telling me behind the scenes stories about Lightyear, which, I got to go to the premiere and I loved it. If you missed it, you can add it to your Pixar collection by clicking on a link in the description below. You can get it on digital, Blu-ray, or DVD. Thank you guys so much. I will see you next time.